welcome to you all. As we gather for this very special occasion, I invite you to join me in a moment of quiet gratitude before the celebration begins, to hold in our collective loving care these seniors that we come together to honor. May we offer our best wishes, deepest prayers, and abiding hopes for these members of the class of 2026. Seniors, in this moment, may you be present to sense and to know with humility and deep appreciation the great joy that is both within you and all around you. Families and friends who've traveled to be here, may you feel and know the pride in completing this loving journey that brought you to the hilltop whenever you first arrived here at Pomfret. Those who have taught, guided, coached, and mentored, may we also know great joy and gratitude and pride as we celebrate these seniors and send them forth into the world that is beckoning them. And for all of us, may we share in this celebration by holding close in our own minds and hearts the teachers who have impacted us and inspired us to learn and grow. And may we know and feel the awesome sense of connection and gratitude for the gifts of education and relationship that bring us all together today as we celebrate.
Good morning, Pomfret. Let's try that again. Good morning, Pomfret. Thank you very much. Good morning, parents and families, faculty and staff, guests, and most importantly, members of the class of 2026. It's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to the graduation ceremony marking the end of Pomfret School's 132nd year. As we gather here today, I have been reminded throughout this weekend that commencement, rather than simply marking an ending, signifies the start of a new chapter. There is a quote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." And despite the fact that the Gen Xers in the crowd have the lyrics from Closing Time by Semisonic bouncing around our heads right now, this is actually a quote by the Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca. As someone who has recently personally embarked upon a new beginning, I wanted to impart some advice to you about how to navigate this next step you are all taking. As I racked my brains for wisdom that I might share, I realized that you, class of 2026, have been imparting it to us all along throughout this year. For those of you in the audience who are not aware, every Pomfret student delivers a speech during their senior year in our chapel, reflecting on their lives and, in many instances, their experiences here at Pomfret. It's a cherished tradition and one in which our community laughs, cries, and is often humbled by what is shared. Many students and faculty may recognize this little blue book from our time together in chapel. I bring it with me to capture notes about each senior's speech, and it came in handy as I wrote these remarks. With that in mind, I'd like to remind the class of 2026 of the thoughts that some of you shared this year, and that I hope that you will take with you as you leave us. As Santi said in his speech, it's not about saying something new, it's about saying something true. Please forgive me in advance that I won't reference all of your speeches in these remarks, but I'm sure you and the rest of the audience will thank me for trying to be brief. Being in a new place is exhilarating and affirming. It can also surface questions and cause you to second-guess yourself. Courage is required. It was Logan who shared that it can be difficult to feel entirely ready for big transitions, and that moving forward requires a leap of faith. Wherever next year finds you, I hope you choose kindness and authenticity, both hallmarks of the Pomfret community. As Aziz advised, we can't control everything, but we can control how we treat others. Similarly, Layla spoke about finding beauty and vulnerability in wearing your heart on your sleeve, and Remy, who entreated us to remain entirely authentic in how we choose our path. Don't forget to look out for those around you who may need the gifts you have to offer them, whether that is friendship, a kind word, your knowledge and expertise, or your time. I would also urge you, as Aaron did, not to plan for tomorrow and fail to live for today, but be fully present to experience the moment. Cindy expressed this as the idea that life is not a waiting room for something better. I'm not saying that you should abandon your aspirations for the future, but I do hope you strike a balance in order to appreciate the current moments as you live them. Mark shared something similar when he said, "When you chase perfection, you run into walls. There is no finish line to becoming who we are." And Charlie would say that time doesn't wait. The horizon is always in front of us, meaning that we will never fully arrive. So we must use time with intention now. There will be times in the years ahead, as there have been during your years at Pomfret, that you'll face discomfort, struggle, and the unknown. EJ offered that being uncomfortable doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It gives you a chance to grow. Giacomo would go a bit further to say that struggle reveals who you are in ways an easy path never could. And James would tell you that not knowing isn't a weakness, it's the entire point of the journey. Trust yourself to figure it out. And if that doesn't work, remember TJ's wide words and remember that seeking support does not make you weak. Many of you spoke about the people who have been impactful in your lives. Without exception, all of you spoke about the friendships you formed here at Pomfret. Carry the lessons they've taught with you. Keep Anson's advice in mind to examine the gift of friendship and the importance of maintaining them. There will also be new friendships ahead, and when those happen, remember what Angeline shared and trust that people come into our lives exactly when they are meant to. And when you find community and a sense of home, don't take it for granted. As Reese told you, what's truly important in life's journey is who surrounds you and how they make you feel. Finally, as a favor to all of your parents, please keep in mind what Ben said. Being independent doesn't have to mean being distant. So call your mom and dad. There will be new experiences in the future that will continue to shape who you are. College, graduate school, friendships, jobs, moves, relationships, and losses. I hope that you will carry the lessons you've learned here on the hilltop through the years to come, as well as the relationships you formed with your classmates, the underformers, and Pomfret's faculty and staff. Pomfret will be here to welcome you back as the years unfold. And as Floss said, a place doesn't need to last forever to matter forever. So, class of 2026, as the very first senior class of my time here at Pomfret, thank you for your generous spirit and leadership. Thank you for conversations over donuts and crossword puzzles in my office, on the sidelines of games, in the kitchen at Campbell House, and on the paths here on campus. Thank you for bringing Pomfret into vivid and full color for me. I am grateful for our shared time here on the hilltop. You will be missed, and thank you. The first formal business of today is the sixth form speaker. So at this time, I would like to call upon Owen Schmidt whom the forum elected to share some thoughts with all of us today. Thank you, Owen.
Thank you, Ms. Daly. And good morning. Parents, faculty, guests, seniors, we made it. The day the countdown ends and we embark on a new journey at the conclusion of this one. The time I've spent at Pomfret over the past 3 years has truly been eye-opening. And as many of my peers will likely agree, it's been mixed with highs and of course some lows. The highs are probably too many to list here in today's graduation, but I think we can visualize some of them together. First, while we might be indoors today, the beauty of Pomfret School's campus is unmatched. We are truly fortunate to have traversed these grounds where we've learned and grown academically in these classrooms, proudly competed as Griffins, defeating Millbrook for 4 years on running. And we've spent many hours on the buses with our teammates, in the dorms with our roommates, and on the quad, playing hacky sack or spike ball, or watching the spectacular sunsets over the Pomfret Hills with our friends. I would like us all to take a moment to reflect on the amazing relationships and friendships formed on campus with classmates, teachers, dorm parents, advisors, and staff who have supported us on our journey. And finally, consider what we have accomplished individually and together. We are the 132nd class to achieve the hard-earned distinction of joining the ranks of Pomfret graduates. What made the experience for me at Pomfret stand out has been the opportunity to challenge myself and not be afraid to be uncomfortable. I've been able to dive headfirst into subjects and activities that piqued my interest. In some of those classes and subjects, I did well, and in others, I struggled. But in the end, it all worked out because of the amazing support network Pomfret provides. Those were the opportunities that helped shape my learning experience, and it was the community of teachers and classmates that supported one another when someone was struggling, whether that be in class, on the sports field, or outside of class in the dorm, to overcome that challenge. That is what I love most about Pomfret. It's the real sense of community and support that I have felt my time here. Griffins truly have each other's backs. And as we prepare to depart this campus and move on to the next chapters of our lives, we leave behind a community that has become almost like our second home. The familiar faces, predictable routines, and the safety net we built here will soon give way to the unknown and new experiences. Walking into a post-Pomfret environment may feel somewhat daunting, but it's also exciting to be able to start with a blank canvas. As we look forward to college, I encourage you to mentally prepare to say yes to the unfamiliar and be ready to jump at chances to try new things. Because that is exactly how we find out who we are meant to become and where our passions will lead us. In a short novel one of my friends loaned me this spring called The Cafe on the Edge of the World by John Strelecki, the author talks about identifying one's true purpose in life. That may be a tall task to achieve, but a noble and worthwhile aspiration for each one of us. The cafe serves as a literal and metaphorical checkpoint representing how time can be slowed when you are truly living in the moment. And as many of you have experienced, and for many of us this school year, time can move quickly, especially when you're consumed by a routine and following a prescribed schedule or even going through the motions. In the novel, the main character calculates the average time he will have spent on his email over the course of his life. A seemingly insignificant amount of time, 27 minutes per day checking his email. He calculates his expected age of 78 years and takes into account the 16 hours of the day he is awake. And he estimates that in his lifetime, he will spend well over a year just looking through his emails. Realizing how much cumulative time he has perhaps been using unwisely, he shifts his perspective into someone who strives to reclaim his lost time. Think of all the time you have let slip through your fingers. Seriously, imagine if you were instead scrolling on social media. The calculations would probably be much higher. Maybe a good reminder to avoid the algorithms and keep our heads off the phone screen. Live our lives instead of watching others live their own. Gosh, I'm feeling like my parents right now. But returning to the serious, I guess the meaning I take from the author's writing is that sometimes it takes some work to identify one's true passion and vocation. And by stepping out of one's comfort zone and breaking up one's routines, one will positively be confronted by new opportunities. Just the other day, I was listening to my playlist when a song by Berlioz called Jazz is for Ordinary People came on. In this song, the complexity and almost a perfect amount of randomness come together to make a beautiful piece. Just like in jazz theory, everything happens for a reason. Even if a note or key in the song might cause tension in the moment, there will always be a resolution. The song Jazz is for Ordinary People is perfectly named to describe the life we are living. There will be times when you struggle or fail, but it is in those moments that your character shines through. Miles Davis once said, "To not fear mistakes, there are none." At Pomfret, sure, we made some mistakes, but mistakes are ultimately to be learned from, not to be avoided. So when, in a few moments, we each individually walk across the stage, I hope we will all reflect on how much we have grown here at Pomfret. I'm excited to watch our class go out and expand the walls of our comfort zones thanks to this solid foundation we have built for ourselves, which Pomfret has helped us achieve. We have the tools to navigate life's ups and downs, and just like any jazz tune, we will find resolution in the end. By carrying forward our school's motto, I encourage you to strive valiantly as passionate leaders in whichever path we pursue. Parents, family, alumni, friends, and guests, we, the Pomfret class of 2026, are humbled to join the 131 graduating classes before us and look forward to joining the alumni community. And I can't wait to see how all of these amazing people grow in their near futures. Thank you to the teachers, mentors, administrators, advisors, dorm parents, admissions, college counseling, the business and communications office, dining hall staff, grounds crew, and all the others who make Pomfret what it is. We truly appreciate you. Thank you, Pomfret, and strive valiantly, class of 2026.
Thank you, Owen, for your beautiful remarks, and congratulations on your Faculty Award of Distinction last night. You struck just the right tone and spoke from the heart. Well done. We now move on to our commencement awards. We begin with the top 2 scholars from the graduating class. Please join me in congratulating the Sixth Form's number 2 scholar, Music Award recipient, Sixth Form Science Prize winner, cum laude inductee, second in class, Zihung Henry Chen. And please join me in honoring the Sixth Form's top scholar, winner of the Marshall Eden Class of 70 Calculus Prize, the Sixth Form English Award, the Sixth Form Music Prize, a Faculty Award of Distinction, and an inductee to the Cum Laude Society at September's Convocation. First in class, Kelly Jimin Park. Sorry to Henry for making you walk around. The next award is the Pomfret Bowl. The Pomfret Bowl is awarded to the best athletes as voted on by the senior class. This is Pomfret School's oldest award, dating back more than 120 years. The only 12-season varsity athlete in her class, our first recipient of the Pomfret Bowl, has brought unmatched energy, toughness, and joy to each of her teams and every season. Competing with relentless hustle and a team-first mentality, she left everything on the hardwood, turf, and field, every practice and every game day. Her voice, often heard echoing across the hilltop or the Lewis Gym before she was even seen, became a source of encouragement, accountability, and spirit for her field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse teammates and coaches. Beyond her legendary competitiveness, what is so exceptional is her constant desire to improve, her willingness to embrace any role, and the way she inspired peers to work harder and care more deeply about each other, the team, and our school. For lending her heart, leadership, and talent for 4 years, helping programs grow more unified, more joyful, and more competitive, the class of 2026 presents the Pomfret Bowl to Layla Mancini.
This one's heavy, and the top one's heavy. So, yeah, I will give you the super top over here.
Our second honoree is a rare combination of toughness, discipline, humility, athletic prowess, and unwavering integrity. Across 4 years competing in crew, varsity ice hockey, tennis, and varsity baseball, he consistently modeled the pursuit of excellence without ever cutting corners. As captain of the boys' varsity hockey team, he led both vocally and through relentless effort and fearless play, consistently sacrificing his body to make the plays his team needed most. This spring, despite not having previously played high school baseball, he stepped onto the varsity field and immediately brought power, speed, determination, and gritty consistency to the Pomfret lineup, culminating in his selection to the all-WNEPBL first team. For his composure, sportsmanship, contributions across multiple programs, and uncommon maturity, and for his deep commitment to doing things the right way, the class of 2026 proudly presents the Pomfret Bowl to Ian Sherman. Next, we have the Chick Cole Cup. And I would like to invite Willie Cole, Charles D. Cole Jr., and Lindsay Cole Miesmer to the stage. The Chick Cole Cup is awarded to that member of the Sixth Form who has achieved excellence in both creative arts and athletics. This award was given in honor of Chick Cole, faculty member at Pomfret School from 1951 to 1999 by his 4 children. Creative, compassionate, and deeply committed to her community, This student has distinguished herself through excellence in both the arts and athletics, sometimes blending the two. A dedicated photographer, athlete, team captain, and honor board member, she has led not only through her own work, but through countless acts of service, volunteering extensive time to shoot media day or capture team photos, supporting peers in the classroom, and serving for 2 years as an invaluable manager for girls varsity hockey. She has become a steadfast coxswain and a committed and gifted teammate, offering energy, reliability, and care that have enriched the program. Her powerful artistic work exploring beauty, identity, and voice reflects both technical talent and a growing commitment to advocacy and authentic self-expression. Please congratulate the winner of the Chick Cole Cup, Claire McFarlane. Next, we have the Cowperthwaite Award. I would like to invite Kay Cowperthwaite to the stage. The Cowperthwaite Award recognizes the student or students in the graduating class who have demonstrated exceptional qualities of leadership through strength of character, dedication to fair and spirited play, self-discipline, and teamwork. Their conduct has inspired teammates and schoolmates alike to strive for excellence in all aspects of life. The heartbeat of Pomfret athletics for 4 remarkable years, today's recipient embodies the Cowperthwaite Award by inspiring teammates and coaches through toughness, composure, and unwavering dedication to their teams. From arriving on the varsity lacrosse field as a fearless 13-year-old freshman to becoming a trusted senior captain, she has competed with grit, poise, and a selfless commitment to those around her. On the ice, our winner chose to grow something special at Pomfret, remaining through a full program rebuild and emerging as a 2-year captain, 3-time leading scorer, and defining leader of girls varsity hockey. Her all-in attitude, calm confidence, and relentless work ethic elevated every practice, every game, and every teammate. More than her accomplishments is the example she set of resilience, humility, service, spirited competition, and belief in team. That will be her lasting legacy on the hilltop. Congratulations to dynamic athlete, leader, and teammate, Maeve Malloy. The Edward J. Kelly Award is awarded to the postgraduate student athlete who has achieved at a high level in the classroom while being involved in varsity level sports while at Pomfret. Today's Kelly Award recipient is a student athlete and scholar who combines academic seriousness with athletic commitment and drive. In the classroom, he has approached his 1-year Pomfret experience with intention and heart, taking challenging courses and meeting high expectations with steady effort and a willingness to improve. Faculty across disciplines consistently note his dependability, preparation, and growth mindset. On the court, he was a positive and steady presence, embracing the postgraduate experience in basketball and the leadership his senior status demanded. And on the diamond, though he hadn't played ball since 8th grade, he quickly became a difference maker, leading the team in average, becoming a standout starting pitcher, and being named to the All-WNE PBL first team. His willingness to say yes to a new experience is both admirable and defining, and his contribution has been undeniable. It is with great pride that we recognize Brendan McDonald with the Kelly Award. The Halleck Lefferts Award is given in honor of Halleck Lefferts, head of school at Pomfret from 1930 to 1942. It is presented to that member or members of the sixth form who, in the opinion of the head of school, has demonstrated excellence in leadership, good spirit, and a commitment to others at Pomfret. As I have the privilege of selecting the winner of this prize, I'm excited to give out this particular award. This year's recipient has distinguished herself through extraordinary leadership rooted in service, generosity, and care for others. The winner of the Community Service Prize last night, she was the driving force behind Pomfret's American Red Cross blood drives and a teaching assistant for the food insecurity course, strengthening our school community and connecting with those beyond the hilltop. A warm and knowledgeable key head for admissions and an energetic quest leader, she has demonstrated sustained commitment to others no matter her role. This purpose and focus was again on display during the day of service when she led with precision, clarity, authenticity, and warmth, rolling up her sleeves to do the work alongside the team. For leading with humility, purpose, and an unwavering spirit of generosity, a grateful Pomfret School presents the Halleck Lefferts Award to Delaney Williams. The Richard H. Randall Jr. 44 Award. Given to a member of the sixth form with outstanding ability to communicate ideas in the pursuit of excellence. Today's deserving recipient of the Randall Award demonstrates an exceptional ability to communicate ideas with clarity, creativity, and purpose. In the theater, he has shown technical command, emotional depth, and a natural gift for physical and slapstick comedy, while simultaneously fostering a collaborative and encouraging environment that elevates those around him. Whether delivering rapid-fire dialogue as Wadsworth in Clue, or inhabiting the layered role of Lucas Beinecke in The Addams Family, he connects performance with meaning, inviting audiences to engage more deeply with story and perspective. His talents as a visual artist are legendary, but just as impressive is his consistent encouragement of others to express themselves, thereby helping the community to create ensemble work that blends voice, movement, and imagination into powerful shared expression. In the classroom, his curiosity and inquiry-driven mindset further reflect this same commitment to communication, synthesis, and understanding across disciplines. Congratulations to Remy Jacquet. The Paul M. Rosenfield Class of '67 Award is presented to the member of the sixth form who best exemplifies strength of character through courage and humor. Distinguished by a rare combination of courage, humor, joy, and unwavering kindness, today's recipient embraces radical positivity and is guided by deep faith and a genuine belief in goodness and community. Whether through theater performances, exuberant victory dances, or leading his Just Dance group with fearless enthusiasm, he has shown our community the power of authenticity, vulnerability, debate, curiosity, and wholehearted participation. Arriving at Pomfret as a sophomore, hoping to grow in confidence and language, he embraced every challenge before him and became a joyful, encouraging presence. His courage has helped others find their own. It is with great admiration that we present the Paul M. Rosenfeld 67 Cup to Howlin Lucas Liu. The Wendell D. Mansfield Cup. This cup is awarded to that sixth form student who, by vote of the faculty, best exemplifies in school life the qualities of desire, drive, and determination which Manny Mansfield labored to instill in Pomfret students. This student embodies desire, drive, and determination, the very qualities that the Mansfield Cup represents. A head of school scholar in Pomfret's classrooms, he competed with extraordinary toughness and commitment in cross country and on the wrestling mat, pushing through pain, exhaustion, illness, and adversity to offer his best each and every time. Beyond athletics and academics, he led Pomfret as school president, representing his form and the hilltop with humor and sincerity, refreshing humility, and a deep sense of responsibility to others. In the face of personal challenges that demanded strength and maturity well beyond his years, he remained grounded, compassionate, and principled, modeling the power of perseverance and revealing the depth of his character. His unwavering commitment to excellence, both physical and personal, makes him a role model and a gifted leader, and a most deserving recipient of this honor. Congratulations to Will Leary. The Founders Medal. The school's highest honor, the Founders Medal, recognizes that member of the sixth form who has given the most of themselves to Pomfret through deep engagement with the school and who exhibits outstanding qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and determination. Today's deserving recipient of the Founders Medal has given extraordinary energy, intellect, and heart to Pomfret, shaping this community through leadership grounded in purpose, empathy, and action. As president of Voice and the local NAACP student chapter, he transformed conversations about identity and belonging into meaningful experiences that brought people together and celebrated the diversity of our school community. In the classroom, he consistently elevated discussion through thoughtful analysis, intellectual courage, and work that often rivaled college-level scholarship, while also leading by example on teams and in his daily interactions with peers and faculty. Most admirable is his constant instinct to ask how he can help others grow, feel heard, and become part of something stronger together. Whether advocating for others, embracing difficult challenges, or pushing himself to improve, he has modeled the very best of Pomfret's values with humility and grace. It is with profound admiration and gratitude that we present the Founders Medal to Edward Eddie King-U. I would like to invite the sixth form senator, Kalkidan Birhanu, to the stage.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our graduation speaker, Hilary Axtmayer, class of 2000, Chief Program Officer and incoming CEO of the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. Hilary Axtmayer, class of 2000, currently serves as the Chief Program Officer at the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp, the nonprofit founded in 1988 by actor Paul Newman to give children with serious illnesses the chance to raise a little hell. Hilary was first introduced to the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp as a student at Pomfret. Inspired by their mission, she returned after her freshman year of college as a counselor, an experience that shaped the course of her life. Over the past 25 years, Hilary has grown from counselor to executive camp director and now serves as the organization's chief program officer, helping thousands of children and families connect, heal, and find joy through year-round programs and summer camp experiences. And beginning June 1st, Hilary will assume the role of CEO of the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. Congratulations, Hilary. Please join me in welcoming back to the Pomfret Hilltop proud alumni and member of the class of 2000, Hilary Axtmayer.
Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. And members of the faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, to the class of 2026, good morning. When I was growing up, one of my favorite books was a children's story called Miss Rumphius. It's the story of a woman named Alice who, as a little girl, sits on her grandfather's knee and tells him that when she grows up, she wants to do two things. She wants to travel to faraway places, and when she grows old, she wants to live by the sea. Her grandfather smiles and tells her that those are lovely plans, but that she should also do one more thing. He tells her that she needs to do something to make the world more beautiful. So Alice grows up, she travels the world, and eventually retires to a little house by the sea. But that third thing, do something to make the world more beautiful, seems a little too daunting, maybe a bit too out of reach. How does one person make a whole world more beautiful? The world is big, it is complicated, and it is often broken. Eventually, after a long winter of illness, Alice looks out her window and sees that the wind has scattered the seeds of some blue and purple lupin flowers that she had planted in her garden. They are blooming all across the hills, despite the stony, hard ground and the long, hard winter. And so Alice fills her pockets with lupin seeds and spends her day walking across her town, tossing handfuls of seeds onto highways, into ditches, and around the schoolhouse. She becomes known as the Lupin Lady, the woman who made her corner of the world more beautiful by scattering seeds of joy wherever she walked. So sitting where you are today, on the precipice of the rest of your lives, Alice's first two goals sound pretty incredible. Maybe you want to travel, see the world. Maybe you want to live by the sea. But today, I want to talk to you about that third thing. How do you find your lupin seeds? Will you use them? And most importantly, how can you make the world more beautiful? 26 years ago, I was a student just like you, right here at Pomfret. I sat in seats just like yours, full of anticipation, nerves, and eager to find my place in the world. And it was during my time here on the hilltop that I first volunteered at a place called the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp, a nonprofit organization founded by Paul Newman for children and families dealing with serious illnesses. It was actually a Pomfret volunteer day that Mrs. Jones, a mentor of mine, had organized. 3 years later, after my freshman year of college, I remembered that volunteer day and applied to be a summer camp counselor. And to be honest, I did not know what to expect. I thought a camp for very sick children would be sad. I thought it would feel very heavy. And instead, I walked into a place of pure, unfiltered, and almost rebellious joy. I saw kids who had spent days in hospital beds flying down zip lines. I saw campers, bald and exhausted from chemotherapy, singing at the top of their lungs and dancing in our dining hall. I saw children who had been called fragile, who had spent so much of their lives hearing, "Be careful, you can't do that," suddenly full of choice and full of possibility. I met parents carrying unimaginable loss from the death of their child who somehow still found joy and even peace in connection with others with a shared experience. I saw staff and volunteers who showed up time and time again to create moments filled with joy in the midst of darkness and sadness. I saw strength. I saw joy. I saw kids choosing to, as founder Paul Newman famously said, raise a little hell. I was so captured by that magic after my first summer that I came back the next year and the next and many more after that. And then, perhaps inspired in part by Miss Rumphius, the Lupin lady, I set out to see more of the world. My work at Hole in the Wall carried me far beyond our gates into South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, and Tanzania, where I helped build psychosocial support programs like CAMP to children living with HIV and AIDS. There, the resources were fewer and the supplies were scarce. The challenges were immense. And yet, the joy was the same. The laughter was the same. The resilience was the same. The staff and the volunteers were the same. They were spreading joy, and again, I saw the smallest moments of connection, of joy, of intentional play could make the world more beautiful, even if only for a moment, and those moments mattered. Now, 25 years since that first summer at camp, I've had the privilege of serving many roles at camp, most recently as the Chief Program Officer, and in a few days, I will step into the role as CEO. During this time, I have had a front row seat to people choosing time and time again to spread lupin seeds or seeds of joy wherever it is needed most. The experience for the children and families that we serve is transformative and healing. It is an antidote to isolation. Camp teaches me over and over again that making the world more beautiful doesn't mean that we need to fix things that we can't or pretend that things aren't hard. It means looking at what may feel dark or unfair or heavy and fiercely injecting joy into it. It means creating a space where people can feel safe, respected, and loved the way we all feel here on the hilltop. 3 years ago today, in fact, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And just like that Lupin lady, I faced my own illness. Suddenly, I was not the person organizing the joy for others. I became the patient. I lost my hair, I lost my energy, and I faced that terrifying uncertainty that our families at Hole in the Wall face every single day. And it was in those dark moments that the perspective that I had learned all those years from our kids and our families at Hole in the Wall that steadied me. They taught me that hope isn't the absence of pain. It's the presence of joy in the midst of it. They taught me that even when you are facing that hard battle in your life, you can still choose to laugh. You can still look for the beauty. My battle with cancer did not dim the joy of my life, which are my own children, but it illuminated it. It reminded me that every single day we are given is a handful of seeds. We can either keep them locked away in our pockets, or we can scatter them. So, class of 2026, look around you. This school, this community, has spent the last 4 years preparing your soil. Your teachers, your dorm parents, your advisors, your coaches, they have nurtured you. And your family has watered you. And your friends have grown alongside you. The values that Pomfret has instilled in you, kindness, resilience, integrity, this is your toolkit. You do not need to graduate today and immediately find your purpose. You do not need to change the world by tomorrow morning. But you do need to decide what kind of seeds you are going to carry. When you walk into a college dorm this fall, or maybe a boardroom years from now, or potentially a hospital room decades from now, what will you bring with you? Will you bring cynicism, or will you bring joy? Will you see the brokenness of the world and throw up your hands, or will you reach into your pockets and plant something beautiful? So go find some seeds, maybe even lupin seeds, and take them with you this fall. Put them on your desk or plant them outside your dorm. Let them remind you of Pomfret, a place where you felt safe, respected, and loved, just like our kids feel at camp. And let them remind you that you have everything you need to make your mark on the world. So remember to travel to faraway places and maybe even live by the sea. And just like Paul Newman said, raise a little hell whenever you get the chance. But above all, look for the open fields that need a little love. Open your hands, and in your own way, make the world more beautiful. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Hilary, for your inspiring and important words, words for us to consider deeply and embrace in our lives every day. Miss Rumphius is a favorite book of mine and one that I read often to my own children as they were growing up. Your leadership and vision are truly admirable and a model for our students as they move beyond Pomfret and into the world beyond, and I hope that they will plant those seeds. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, Mr. Daryle Bost, Chair of Pomfret's Board of Trustees, and a proud member of the class of 1989, and I will now present our graduates with their diplomas. Aziz, Boubacar, and Michael, please come up to the stairs.
Cum laude, Abdul Aziz Abdulazoda. Boubacar Ba. Michael James Bassich. Recipient of the David A. Wilson III Class of 2001 Memorial Prize, Avery Ellis Bird. Kalkidan Betaloo Birhanu. Georgiana Norma Blanchard. Layla Mamana Boland. Claire Eleanor Boyle. Gabriella Catherine Brown. Giacomo Vincent Hilary. Everett D. Carvalho II. Richard Edward Kavanaugh, Jr. In absentia, Caroline Legree Charney. Recipient of the Tad Chase Latin Award, cum laude, Georgia Chen. Recipient of the Sixth Form Music Award and the Sixth Form Science Award, cum laude, Zihong Henry Chen. Peter Bennett Clapp. Cum laude, Mirabelle Louise Cole. Andrew J. Cody. Olivia Celine Crawford. Anson Nicolo de Leyva Beauchesne. Blake Tamlin Davis, Jr. Fallon Rose DiNapoli. Hector Dersey. Lance Mitchell DiBenedetto. Recipient of the Well-Being Award, Riley Taylor Drescher. Seth Daniel Kirk Durden. Ehije Nelvis Ehikioye. Robert Hamilton Ellsworth. Zane Augustin Noah Ender. Recipient of the James Reese French Award, Audrey Brielle Chu Faber. Recipient of the David A. Brush History Award, cum laude, Sean Patrick Farrell. Ryan Michael Flynn. Sophie Suzanne Fry. Cum laude, Chloe Galvin. Cum laude, Emma Galvin. Cum laude, Charlie Patrick Garrity. At this time, we invite Berlinda Garagatellis to the stage. Shelby Adrian Garagatellis. James Theodore Haley. Audrey Westervelt Height. Cindy Shin-Yi Huang. At this time, we invite Jean-Paul and Elizabeth Jacquet to the stage. Recipient of the Joseph Manus Memorial Drama Award, the Sixth Form Painting and Drawing Award, and the Richard H. Randall Jr. Class of 1944 Award, Remy Jean-Paul Jacquet. Johnny Kazantzis. Reese Arden Kelly. At this time, we invite Tyson and Leslie Kendig to the stage. Colton Patrick Kendig. Colin Paul Kenny. Recipient of the Sixth Form History Award and the Founders Medal, cum laude, Edward Kibo Kingo. Alexander Kubrakov. Recipient of the C. Russell Stringer Award, Milana Sophia Lamontagne. Recipient of the Mansfield Cup, William Whitman Leary. Alvin Young-Ho Lee. Artemis J. Lisker. Recipient of the Paul M. Rosenfield Class of 1967 Cup, cum laude, Howleen Lucas Liu. At this time, we invite Vivian Zhang to the stage. Recipient of the Science Exploration Award, cum laude, Angeline Z. Ma. Recipient of the Pomfret Bowl, Layla Pilar Mancini. Santiago Martho Chavez. Sophia A. Matusevich. Aiden James McAvoy. Recipient of the Edward E. Kelly Award, Brendan Ryan McDonald. Recipient of the Sixth Form Photography Award and the Chick Cole Cup, Claire Emerson Schwartz McFarland. Joseph Min Mitchell. Recipient of the Copperthwaite Award, Maeve Marie Malloy. Gabriela Nava. Grayson Ann Needham. Adiel Andrew Nelson. Nguyen Vu Jia Bao. Aiden Francis Norton. Will Gerard Norton. Gabriela Angel Sabaga. Ethan Esumin Afayado. Recipient of the Sixth Form Music Award, the Sixth Form English Award, the Marshall Eaton Class of 1970 Calculus Award, and a Faculty Award of Distinction, cum laude, Kelly G. Min Park. Oliver Halquist Partridge. At this time, we invite David Peltz and Courtney Cassavant to the stage. Cameron Edward Peltz. Samuel Eastman Power. Crosby Lillian Price. At this time, we invite Judd Reese, class of 1960, and Kurt Reese, class of 1998, to the stage. Cum laude, Charlotte Sophia Reese. Recipient of the Sixth Form Spanish Award and a Faculty Award of Distinction, Rafael Reyes IV. At this time, we invite David Ring to the stage. Max Lopiccolo Ring. Nora McFerrin Robinson. Maya Lily Rodriguez. Recipient of a Faculty Award of Distinction, Owen Pendleton Schmidt. Sophia Schoenrock. Cum laude, Bolin Chong. Recipient of the Pomfret Bowl, Ian Glenn Sherman. Recipient of a Faculty Award of Distinction, Angie Sofia Sovavaro Castillo. Recipient of the Sixth Form Digital Media and Design Award and a Faculty Award of Distinction, Anthony David Swinson. Daisy Engel Traina. Alexander David Trapani. Peter Everett Tullis. Cum laude, Aran Adrian Urbina Rodriguez. Logan Jeffrey Venn. At this time, we invite Ryan Vertife to the stage. Jenna May Vertife. Vu Tang Nun. Recipient of the Sixth Form Dance Award, Gongshua Wong. Recipient of the Sixth Form Theater Award, Lydia Sage Warren. Riley Ann Welch. Amelia Margot Weldon. In absentia, Ava Gray Wilcox. At this time, we invite Stacy Williams to the stage. Recipient of the Community Service Award and the Halleck Lefferts Award, Delaney Grace Williams. At this time, we invite Kate Wilson to the stage. Recipient of the Sixth Form Ceramics Award, Florence Whitney Rose Wilson. Sydney Nicole Wong. In absentia, cum laude, Siolu Charlotte Wu. Cum laude, Iji Shang. Junso Mark Yang. Yin Tianyo. Recipient of the Statistics Award, cum laude, Tong Hong Yum. Federico Zanus Mikiye. Cum laude, Sophia Luyuan Zhang.
Congratulations, seniors. Or perhaps I should say Pomfret's newest alumni. At this time, I would like to invite the 2025-2026 School President Will Leary and School Vice President Crosby Price, along with School President-elect Iga Yuan and School Vice President-elect Nolan Wren, to come to the front of the stage. Each year, at the conclusion of commencement, the school president passes along a ceremonial gavel to the school president-elect, a symbolic gesture that represents the transition of leadership for the next school year. Will, I would now ask that you pass the gavel to Iga. Thank you, Will and Crosby, for your exceptional leadership during this year. The Pomfret School community owes you enormous gratitude for your work. And congratulations and good luck to Iga and Nolan as you assume your leadership roles in student government and help shape the future of our school. I want to express my gratitude to a number of people who have helped make the events of this weekend so great. Please join me in thanking Executive Assistant Amy Van Hosen for helping manage so many of the logistics of this weekend. As I did last evening, I wish to thank Brenda Bullied and her wonderful facilities team, J.D. Millership, Lindsay Staplins, and all the great folks from Pomfret Dining Services, and our fantastic manager of events, Becky Grassi, for her amazing oversight of all the details that have made this such a wonderful couple of days. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Before you head off to your new adventures, the members of the faculty would like to bid you farewell. After the ceremony, the faculty wish to offer you a congratulatory handshake or hug-off, and I don't know that it will be by the girls' bricks, given what is happening, but perhaps by the back door over here. And now, I would ask the Chair of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Bost, to formally bring this ceremony to a close.
Thank you, Heather. Especially at moments like this, I'm honored to be Pomfret's board chair. The best part of the job is awarding you your diplomas, which represent a great achievement. On behalf of the board, we congratulate you and wish you success in whatever you choose to do. Please stay close to Pomfret. With the powers vested in me by the state of Connecticut and the bylaws of Pomfret School, I hereby declare the class of 2026 to be graduates of Pomfret School.